You should stop like that.
It's so much, and we only got a little bit of time.
We gotta go over time.
And the quote out back.
Yeah. Say no more. Respect.
Say no more. Welcome to the Huddle. I'm your host, Mr. Tucker.
Hey, I'm Mike Lay. Shout out to them plates.
Charlie B in the background.
JB in the building.
Good. JB. We got two special guests today. Let's give a round of applause for Mr. Mike Munson, assistant coach for Crossland. And Miss Terrae Chapman. What is it? All-Star cheerleading?
Yeah.
All-Star cheerleading coach. So before we get into all the topics, Mike, let's talk about this Wise versus who they had?
He's playing against
Quincy Orchard state championship.
First of all, it was cold.
Yeah.
Still warming up, you know what I'm saying? But it was a really good game. It was a lot closer than the score said. That all kind of happened late in the fourth quarter. Quincy Orchard came out and they came ready. They did a massive goal line stop. I was like, it's getting real. And they went right down the score. That's it. It's getting realer. But then, Wise had to fight adversity, honestly, through their own mistakes. You know, they made some bad turnovers. But once they got rolling, it was kind of in hand.
Okay, what you saw there, JB?
Pretty much the same thing Mike, mentioned. Wise, they came out. They seemed like they already felt like they had the game in the bag from how they started off the game. But then they got back in pocket, got focused, and that like late third, fourth quarter, they just took over.
Sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
Shout out to the ones and twos. So, so from what you saw, will they be there again next year?
They might, and I don't know all the returning players. They losing some significant players. Mumu, for example, is going to be gone. Anthony Lighton Jr., number 4. So number 4, number 2, a lot of speed that's leaving on the offensive side. Defensively, I'm not sure who all they're losing. To be honest with you,
they got about 10 seniors that's they got about 10 that's rolling. That's seniors. So. But I think, hey, as long as they move the pieces, and it's just their system, like almost like the Spurs, like you just insert people and they keep running.
Yeah, they coaching them boys well over there.
So they should be back, barring injury. They should be back next year.
All right, so let's get right into the first topic. South Carolina State player heart stops during the game. Wow. They resuscitate him. Game continues. Any thoughts on that? How y'all want to dive into it? Is players taking too much risk? Is the schools going to start getting slack for not really training, proper training, over coaching, over training, over practicing?
He didn't have like any known conditions or nothing like that?
Not that they mentioned.
Not so far.
Okay.
Well, why are you still continuing playing the game?
Huh?
The game should have been canceled from that point on.
So let's talk about it. Do you feel like if somebody gets hurt to that degree or it's a life-threatening injury, should the game stop?
The game should stop. Yeah. You talking about someone game? You asked about the dot, and you talking about push him along. We're gonna still play ball.
Okay.
Hey,
y'all the coaches. Y'all on both sides of the fence. How y'all feel about it?
I see it as the game should stop, but you can never dictate what's gonna happen to somebody. Like no matter what goes on, I mean, sometimes things just happen, and you have no explanation for it. You know what I mean? So for that to happen, they might have had a physical. We get physicals, this and the third, but at the end of the day, you don't know what's going to happen.
Gotcha.
So I think they should have stopped the game, but at the end of the day, you can't fault nobody for what happened. You know what I mean?
Definitely stop the game, but I'll say that a lot of coaches in different sports aren't as trained as they should be. That's the reality. They don't have the skills that they need. But physical's not looking for congestive, heart conditions. They're looking for basics. So
but
that's something.
When does anybody ever stop the game because somebody got hurt?
I mean, if they on the field laid out, how you gonna keep going?
This ain't hurt.
They always.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's about the money though.
They will off the field and keep playing.
But you talking about someone who's about to die. He actually died.
There are people that have died from football injuries. They didn't cancel the game because they died.
Nah.
Actually, they don't announce they died until after the game.
Caught him on off. Like he's good.
I mean, it's a business at the end of the day, but I mean, you gotta have some compassion for the person and their family. You know.
Well, you coach. How would y'all do? How would you react to that? If that's the one y'all.
I would want to stop the game.
I would stop the game.
The person is bigger than the business.
Because it's a team. You know, my team now, their mental was messed up because they just saw their teammate go down.
How can you play after that? Like if I watch somebody getting CPR'd on and resuscitated, how can I play?
But is there a rule in the NCAA handbook that says what happens if a significant injury or death occurs during the game?
I'm not sure. I don't think it is.
In my handbook, there is not. There's nothing that specifically says, it's, those unwritten rules that if something major happens and you stop, make sure everything's okay, and then you proceed.
Right.
What I read about, they took an hour delay. I read that, and then the head coach went to the hospital with the player. And the assistant coach for South Carolina State, and they continue to play after an hour.
But coach, your chili is if someone break their ankle or fracture ankle, how do you do? How do you adjust?
Well, we've had injuries in our warm-up mat. So before competition, you get maybe 15 minutes to run through your routine ahead of time. We've had injuries there. We tape them up sometimes and send them on out there. We'll take them out of like their main stuff, but one person off the floor for cheerleading makes a major difference. So we teach our athletes to persevere and to push through.
Well, I have a question. Now that the brother's good, breathing okay, heart is doing good. Whose copay is that? Is it the school or his parents?
I'm not sure how I go in college. I don't know insurance wise and stuff like that. I'm not sure how I go D1. I don't know if they cover that or
hey parents, hey, make sure you ask them recruiters that when they come and get your kids now.
Make sure when you sign them waivers, you know what you're waiving.
Hey,
we went in early, huh? We ain't wait, no wait, huh?
What you waving?
So that's fine. So let's piggyback off that topic a little bit, and let's get into more locally at home. What just hit at Gwen Park?
Ooh.
Woo! Go ahead.
This show gonna be juicy.
GP, are you with me?
I mean, we got a couple more topics.
Real quick. Shout out to Gwen Park. That's my alumni. That's where I graduated from. That's my diehard. That's where my heart is at.
So we're gonna ask you the first question, then, brother.
This should hit your heart right here.
Now, granted, we're not gonna, point fingers. It seems to be happening at a lot of schools. But first of all, how do we stop it and control these kids that are getting pictures or whatever sexual type of images to their phone from adults, trainers, players, or so forth, or coaches?
I don't know how you stop it because nothing is guaranteed in life but death. So you can't say we're gonna do this and stop that. We're gonna do this and stop that. But I know the county lately we have to take pictures. We gotta scan our face. They're doing background checks. They're doing fingerprints. But in the day, even if you do that, and I wake up one day and say, I want to do this, you can't stop me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So should they teach that? So now is that going to be something that's mandated as the coaches go over the rules? Hey, if you got a Samsung Galaxy X or Note 8, you know what I mean? Like, we need your phone number, your Wi-Fi, all that.
Yeah, they've been wanting everything lately. It didn't change dating back to I think with the Greenbelt situation when the dude had the 76 count to the porno with the kids. It started then. They had an emergency meeting for the county, and we all had to come in, and they brought a lawyer, and they told us what we can do and what we can't do. The rules has changed significantly lately, like as far as kids stuck out the practice. Now, I can wait for his parent to get there, but he can't sit in the car with me. We got to take turns. If he sit in the car, he got to sit by himself. I got to stand on the coat. So it didn't change a whole lot. But I don't
you ask for gas money? I'm saying, they're running motor.
Have you changed for the people got elected?
Say it again?
The official, like for the county board, if they they do the exact same thing, how do we get them out? What's your thoughts on that?
That's a good question.
Vote for.
Yeah, I guess you got to vote and.
But then, if you as a teacher, as a coach, you get fired immediately. But someone who's in, say, Upper Marlboro.
You talking about 45?
Superintendent.
Local
Superintendents and
Yeah, well, exactly.
they
How
gotta
do we get
step
them
down.
out?
Well, I think it's just important to know who you voting for and who you bringing into office. That's why we got to stay current on that type of situations and them issues. Like, we just can't go to the podium and vote for anybody. You got to know who you vote for. You know, but at the end of the day, like I say, people change.
Yeah.
You know, you can vote for him because you think this, but then he wakes up one morning, he want to do that. Are you wrong for voting for him when he told you he gonna do this? So
at that time, you was right.
Yeah, but then it changed. You know, yeah. So
I want to put people in roles. So you the trainer, and you the trainee. You the girl on the team.
Okay.
So you get the picture. Do you tell your friends? Do you tell? So how do we? So as a mother though, if you have you got a daughter, and she get a picture from the coach, what would you tell? What's the advice? Because when I was in school, it was kind of cool to get a picture. You know what I mean? Not saying that is cool, but you get a picture like, yeah. So what do you say to your kids?
I say this as an athlete in high school. You do tell your good girlfriends, you know, your other teammates, probably not everybody, but the people you're close to. It all depends on how it escalates. You know, as a parent, I'm going to escalate it immediately. Like, as soon as I see it, everybody's about to know about it. So.
Definitely.
You know, I remember how it was back in the day, but I also know as a parent, it's unacceptable.
It's not cool.
So what's the difference now? So back in the day, the same thing was happening. We just didn't have social media to blast it, or so to speak, you know, flip phones and all that. But do you think it's more tolerated now because we see it more on TV with Cosby's and the Russell Simmons and so forth?
I say it's less tolerated because of that. Because of all of the intense scrutiny on sexual harassment and molestation and everything, that now it's a light shined on all of that. So even the smallest things are going to be taken to something bigger.
So, Carson, do you take your career out? Say, for example, a coach texts your daughter something that's inappropriate. Do you want to go beat them down, or do you want to go talk to the administration? How do you deal with it as a coach?
As a coach, I can't fight the man. But what? That's
but
reality.
you know somebody that can.
It all depends on the situation, you know. But the reality is, you have to let authority know, because they could be out here predator, you know, going from girl to girl, selling these young girls all types of dreams. You know, you don't want that.
One last question. Okay, you deal with tons of young ladies. Do you talk to them about it?
Absolutely. I have my cheerleaders text me at all times. They'll text me in the middle of the night. They text me about their guy problems. Like, that's my goal, is to be a mentor to the young girls so that they make better choices growing up. Right. You know. So
some of the girls are more advanced. They eating the curry out and all that. So their bodies are growing faster, right?
Got
so
the hormones.
Do you monitor the type of outfit y'all wear, or you want to go for the sexy and still cool?
So ironically, All-Star Cheer is very, what most people will consider provocative. My gym specifically does not do half shirts, but most gyms will do midriffs and stuff, but that's simply because they're athletes. They need to be able to throw people, catch people, flip, and tumble across the floor without loose clothing getting in the way. So it's a safety hazard for us to have loose clothing. So for people who sexualize cheerleading, you know, that's a whole other issue. But in itself, it's not provocative.
Not my daughter.
Construed.
Send
her my way.
I ain't got one.
So let's go on to the next topic. Before we go there, for those that are watching on YouTube, please hit the bell and you'll get straight alerts when we go live. So the second topic, Mike, college bowl rankings and predictions. So give us a little feedback. And Mike, I know you gonna jump all over this topic, so y'all handle y'all business.
All right, so rankings came out. Now Clemson is 1, Oklahoma is now ranked 2, Georgia 3, Alabama 4, and you know that's the controversy that a lot of people gonna have something to say about.
So how Alabama even get back in it? So let's discuss that.
Honestly,
the money,
the fact that they're an SEC team and they have that prestige about them, and I really think that the committee couldn't let go of the fact that Ohio State got dogged by Iowa by 31. I really think
that. But how early was that?
That was this month.
That was this month?
Yeah.
That one. So
it was this month.
Who won the game? So
so I mean, I figured this was gonna happen. I told Morgan. Shout out to Morgan if you're watching. You're a big Ohio State fan. I told you it was gonna happen, bro. But I mean, what you got to say on it, man?
I just think Alabama shouldn't be there. I think that their schedule is weak.
Straight to it.
But Nick Saban is saving, and he's god of football, and they're gonna want to have him there. Ratings, money. I mean, it all plays a part of politics.
Mike, question for you. Okay, you got Alabama playing Clemson. Isn't that last year's championship game? So that's like to bring people back in to watch.
Yeah, that's ratings. I just say ratings, money. And people want to see certain things. They want to see Alabama, but do they deserve to be there? I don't think so. But it's all about the viewer watch and how much money they can bring in and the sponsorship. You know what I mean?
I think Ohio State would have been a good, crowd pleaser.
But do we have any team on the West Coast? I'm surprised they didn't bring a team from the West Coast in.
They wasn't winning. Right. You gotta be in the hunt.
And if you're not in a big conference, you gotta be kind of like undefeated and dominating. Like you're not an SEC or.
Okay, what about Wisconsin? They just lost one game and now they totally out of it. That was a championship game.
And their schedule was super weak.
It's super weak, and who wanted to see them?
Yeah. That game was born. Did you watch the game? It was born.
At the end of the day, it comes to what people want to see, what the ratings.
All right. So let's move on to the third topic real quick. So the NFL protest update, right? So the NFL is offering $89 million as an injustice or justice to reform each team, and it's basically give back towards the black community, so forth. So the NFL portion allegedly to come from existing funds set aside for breast cancer, military charities, and so forth. So my point is this: so they all of a sudden got $89 million and they want to give back. Do you think Kaepernick's cause, him taking a knee, is turning for the better now? Is the league finally saying, okay, they won, let's give them some money to shut them up and move forward?
Nah, I don't think we won. I don't think.
So why we ain't won?
So the thing is, there's a backstory behind this whole thing. Your man Malcolm Jenkins helped set this up. He wasn't even part of it. So they tried. This like hush money.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So is it enough hush money?
Nah, it ain't enough because they still. It's the purpose behind them doing this is to get people to stop standing. It ain't about addressing the real issue. It's just they want people to stop standing because they trying to pay them with the military money.
Right, but some of the players that were taking the knee are saying, "Cool,
now
I take the bread."
Not your man Reed with the 49ers who was sitting with kneeling with Kaepernick. Nah, he ain't with it. And there's like about 6 other players that was originally with Kaepernick.
So you would probably be O-line, right?
Huh?
If you was in the league,
He's gonna be O-line.
If you was in the league, would you
Jonas?
If you was in the league, would you take it? Would you say, "All right, enough is enough. Let's get back to the game"? Or
nah, because they didn't negotiate with none of the players that was involved with the protest. They did a sidebar conversation with Malcolm Jenkins. And he kept, and
it was more than that. It was a coalition of players. It was like 40 players. It wasn't just.
It wasn't the people that was involved. So it's like I got a beef with you, Glenn, but I talk to all your friends to handle the beef. I don't talk to you.
What does that have to do with the NFL? Huh? It has nothing to do with the NFL. What they was protesting about.
Okay.
But my point is that it was about police brutality, injustice.
They were using that platform.
So it has nothing to do with the NFL.
It don't have nothing to do with the protest.
They didn't have to bring Kaepernick in because he just a person who, like Rosa Parks is the person who sat. He was the person who kneeled. They didn't need to negotiate with Rosa Parks.
So their excuse was we need somebody that's no longer playing NFL. He's not a player. They didn't want to get him. So any excuse they made, Kaepernick fit the excuse, and they still didn't want to bring him nor the main people he was protesting with, whether it's from that team or other teams. So you avoiding the issue.
So if you were the player, do you take the money and keep protesting?
They're not taking the money.
It's not.
The NFL is giving it to charity. So here's the thing.
I get it. I'm just saying, as whatever charity they decide to do, cool. So but do you still take the knee?
The thing is that they can, but then the problem is if you take the money and still keep protesting, then the fans are gonna turn on you. Because now it looks like, all right, well, y'all said y'all was gonna shut up, but you're not, and you took all that money. So now, if you really want to be slick, I would say, yeah, take the money and keep protesting. But then you're gonna really you got a problem with the fans at that point, more so than now.
Which fans? We the fans?
We, not all the fans. We're still a minority in the country.
But you're not taking the money, it's a tax write-off. So really, you're not giving money out. It's a tax write-off.
Charles, you didn't read nothing about
if I turn around and donate clothes, I can turn around and say,
all right, so what the NFL has money budgeted for charity. What they're going to do, allegedly, is take some of that money they had already earmarked for breast cancer and military and divert it to these justice causes. So the money, say if they were going to give $200 million every year for charity, they just said, all right, we're going to take 89 out of that and ship it over here. We're not increasing that to $300 million. We're just going to divert that 89 somewhere else. So the NFL they even either way. They ain't coming out the pocket no more or less either way. So that's why some of the players are mad, because they're like, well, hold up. Y'all ain't really doing nothing.
Thank you. That's my point being
changing
made.
the direction of the money.
Thank you. That's my point being made.
And so is it true that this money is coming from players as well? $250,000 from players per year for 3 years?
That's what some of the articles said. Each team is responsible for raising $200,000 from players, and the owner of the team is supposed to contribute another $200,000 per year.
Nah,
so
I'm not for it.
So now,
because the players paying for it.
That's OC, and then you still can't protest, but you paying for it.
Well, they can. There's nothing that says they can't keep protesting.
Yeah,
let's move on.
Yeah. Hustle man move right here.
So let's get into the guests.
Ultimate swindle.
Let's get right into the guests.
Oh, you want to give a shout out to what's her name?
Oh yeah, let's shout them out. Go ahead, you shout them out.
Oh, so shout out to the Outlaws, the 11U and 12U Outlaws from Newnan, Georgia. They met Glenn on the road, and they was going to a championship game. Well, to the 20th annual Choo Bowl in Tennessee. Choo. And
Choo.
So their coach is Coach Willie. And the team won both their games 40-0.
Coach Willie.
Willie. So
What's up, Coach?
They was out there doing their thing, man. Congratulations to y'all. Give them a round of applause, y'all.
Good job, fellas.
Come east.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Is that a shout on?
Coach Willie.
Normally come up.
You can talk to Charlie. Charlie gonna arrange that for you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Gladiator Challenge.
Gladiator Challenge.
We can make this thing East Coast. So, Mike, let's talk about a little basketball, man.
Yes.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
We had a couple phone conversations before you came on. Say, hey, look, this is what we're gonna do. But let's scratch all that. AAU basketball.
We freestyling?
Yeah, AAU basketball. Let's talk about AAU basketball. You had some personal thoughts about AAU basketball.
AAU basketball local is watered down to me because there's too many teams.
Hold on. He said AAU basketball is watered down. It's filtered.
Yeah.
Locally.
Because like right now, me and you can get some money together and we can start a team. But back when I was coming up, I can name like 3-4 teams, I think. Slammer Jam, you remember them?
Yeah. Blue Devils.
DC Assault. Executive 3, one of them.
Executive 3.
Yeah. So
PG Jaguars.
for you to play for them, PG Jaguars, for you to play for them, there's only like 5 teams that you had to make.
So you had to be nice.
If you wasn't bumping, you wasn't getting no rack.
I feel you.
But nowadays,
I played.
But now,
I was on the team. You know what I mean?
But nowadays, it's like 110. I don't know how many it is, but it's just so many.
It's a rack of them.
And now everybody consider themselves a AAU team.
Right. So do you think the water down is more of the business side of it, or?
I definitely think it's a cash cow.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know. I mean, when I'm speaking, I'm just speaking on my heart and what I feel personally. But I do think it's a cash cow. I think a lot of people. And another thing that made it bad was back in the day, like if you was better than me and you was in front of me, I had to work to get where you was going. Nowadays, if you better than me, guess what? A lot of parents take their kids and say, "We going What are you teaching them though?
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not teaching them how to fight, how when somebody in front of you, how to get that spot, how to rumble every day in practice. You know what I mean? You don't teach them none of that. So you teach them, let's get up when it get rough. Let's get up and let's pack our stuff. Let's go somewhere else.
That's you dancing back there, Charlie. You
I was thinking about competition cheerleader. I mean,
Okay.
Coach, can you explain that how you guys go about it?
So it's ironic because the same way there are so many AAU teams, there are a lot of all-star cheerleading gyms locally for you to choose from. Literally, like you said, you just get some money together, start your gym, get you 12 kids. Now you have a whole team, and now you're technically all-star cheerleading. You paid your money, you're in there. But what resources do you have for your kids? You know, what are you exposing them to? It's one of those things. Like when we're talking about what are the skill of the coaches, all those things matter.
But Coach, we was talking offline. You was telling me how no one get paid what you are doing.
Yes.
Explain that.
So different gyms have, they operate differently. Our gym specifically, we're all volunteer. We do it because we have a passion for cheer and we love it. Some gyms, a lot of gyms are paid gyms where, it's a part-time job for the coaches. So, that's just how we operate.
To piggyback on that, if you coaching at this level for money, go get a job. It's not about the money.
Yeah.
You really don't make anything. So you need to do it for the love of the mentorship or developing kids to watch them grow. That's why I do it. Money is like, you don't make any money.
So do y'all prefer quantity or quality?
Quality always.
Quality. So if you could change it, let's say we had 5 cheer teams, all-star teams, and 5 AU teams, but it's 4,000 kids that want to be on these teams. The elite is going to play on these teams, going to dance or cheer on these teams. What do you do with the other?
About the B squad.
Yeah. So
Come back next
should it
year.
be B?
Nah, come back next year.
And next year, so just like when we played, 9th grade, if you played JV, if you was nice, you probably got moved up 10th grade, sat on the bench. Hopefully the point guard moving out, whoever, I played the point. So by 10th grade, you starting. So whoever behind me got a lot of little time to wait. But this other school, they just opened up flowers, just started. Everybody go there, you might be nice, it's open. So that's kind of how the thing go. When you get the population so big, you can't have but so many teams. So
you got to filter it.
Right.
I definitely
So that's
agree
what I'm
with
saying, quality or quantity or both.
that. I like both.
So what I'll say about cheerleading is that we have a space for everybody. Like we have 15 teams in our gym, from the kids who can't do a cartwheel to the kids who can flip like Dominic dolls across the floor.
Hey.
So it's some place for everybody.
Gotcha. All right. So let's dive further down, Mike. Focused on winning and not fundamentals. So we was talking, you said a lot of coaches just want to get the W and not really teaching these players. So when they get to high school basketball, the left-hand layup sloppy. Everybody think they AI. So what's going on? Let's elaborate on that.
I'm going to give y'all a story real quick, and y'all probably won't laugh, but it wasn't funny at the time. So we in practice, not even practice, we like open gyms, some stuff, and I'm going over some stuff. And I tell the kid, I'm like, you need to get to the elbow. Wow. He looked at me. I said, you know what I'm talking about? I said, you need to get to the elbow. I swear to you, he did like this.
Hey.
I thought he was joking. I'm like, you serious? He was like, nah, he dead serious. Like, if you in the younger youth coaches and you like coaching 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, and you basing your stuff on winning, you're not winning. Everything should be fundamentally taught. Correct chest passes. Boxing out is a lost art nowadays.
Yeah.
Nobody box out
They don't
no
box
more.
out.
You watch college and you watch pros, nobody box out no more.
Nobody box out.
We out here.
But stuff like that, you're not teaching that.
Yeah.
When I grew up, when I came through Steve Decatur rep, I didn't even play AAU and none of that. But the first 2 weeks, we just chest pass, bounce pass, boxed out, defensive slide. We didn't even touch the ball like that. We didn't do no layups or nothing.
Yeah.
But nowadays, you go to these games and people batting on the side on the kids, and man, it's terrible. Like, don't do that. Teach these kids the right way. Then when they get older, they prepared. You know what I mean?
Right. So let's say I'm a coach. I got a 7U, and I'm known for winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we get all Adidas and send us some uniforms.
It's a catch-22. I already know where you're going.
So yeah. So how do you?
Me personally, I'm focused on fundamentals, but I know what you're saying. Like, sponsorship. You got to win.
Right.
So if you're not winning, you don't get no money. You don't have nobody's sponsoring you. It's a catch-22. So it depends on, as a person, what are you trying to do?
So should we stop sponsorships to a certain level? Until you get to high school, should there be any sponsorships? Because now you get to really focus on training. Or should we have somebody who's like an athletic principal that go around to these teams and make sure X, Y, and Z is being taught?
I think it's based on the person, and if we in it for the business or we in it for the kids.
But coach, you say you're in for the kids. What about the grades?
Oh yeah, the grades got to be right. I'm a big advocate of that. You got to have some grades. Like, I even think 2.0 is too low for high school. Yeah, like you.
Hold on, just then. His report card was what? 2.4. So you played with a 2.4?
Who?
You?
No, 3.0.
Oh, that was your?
I wish my dad was watching. I'm giving you another story. JV, Gwen Pop. My dad said, if you don't have a 3.0, I'm taking out the team. I had a 286. I come home, he snatched my uniform. Coach Farmer, Coach Matthews, they got to call him. He set me out for a week. I told him, if you ain't got an honor roll, you got to set the standard high. Like 2.0, you can go in class, flirt with the teacher, sit in the front, raise your hand, you get a C, D, and you can pass. But 3.0, you gotta put work in. Yeah, you gotta study.
You said something about the grades in DC. They just had this big scandal. All these grades just got changed, right?
That was bad. Yeah, that was bad.
Come on, bro.
25%.
Oh, just that.
Oh, that's a school?
Shout him out. He usually out here. Shout out to
Actually, I cried that night, literally, when I found that story out, man. It hurt my heart.
It did.
It did, because I was proud to announce that Baloo did such and such, but it was a scam.
I got your teacher on the line, Charlie. She said spell excellent.
Oh, man.
So, another thing, though, the parents and the coaches. So, we was talking about the fighting at the game. Some of the coaches smelling like,
drink
or whatever, you know what I mean? So,
my nephew played football, so I don't have any kids. So, I go to all my nephew nieces or whatever they have. Just this year, this is what I experienced. You got a coach from the other team and a coach from the home team, they do the mockers. They drop them jumps, squared off, like in the middle of the game. They parents, I don't like what you're saying about my son, this, that, and that. I seen coaches lead a game, go straight to the trunk, get the red cup. Like, what image are you setting for the kid? And the environment is bad for the kids. Like, it should be all about fun first with the kids.
Yeah.
So you in there arguing, the parents cussing, they fighting, like, it's kind of disgusting. Like, it make me don't even want to go back no more. Like, so I would never have, if I had a child, I would never want to put them in that situation.
But that's because everybody want their kid to get to the league.
My image is everything when I'm dealing with my kids. So that's why my social media is private. It's not because I don't care who's female, male, who see it, but I don't want my kids to see the private life that Coach Mike lives. Because to them, I'm Coach Mike.
Exactly.
And for them to follow me, they got to look up to me.
Right. So are you one of the coach? So how do you coach? What's your scheme? Do you, when you get mad, do you cuss at the players? Do you use that tone? How do you show, like, look, I'm the coach, I'm in charge, these are the rules? How do you do? So some people like to use force. Some people bigger coaches, so they look down on you. Some coaches yell.
Guess what I learned? I'm a psychology major. I might yell at you. You might cry. I might yell at him. He might run through that wall.
Nah, he gonna cry. I'm gonna run through the wall. I need to stop.
So I had to figure out. You always got to figure out every year who's who.
What works best.
Yeah. What button I got to push?
Because you have tons of young ladies.
So I'm the easy coach. Like, I'm the coach who is going to talk through them. Build a relationship. I do have people who coach with me who are the more aggressive coaches. I'm not going to holler. It's 25 of them. I can't be louder than them. They might be, but that's not my personal skill. My skill is just looking you in your face like, really? Having them really think through what they're doing or not doing. That's
so
how
what they're on a cycle.
I mean, that's part of life. But,
how you do it?
And so here's the thing, with some of the ages of the girls that I coach, they're starting that phase of life. And, their parents are like, oh, yeah, she's going to stay home today. I'm like, what are you teaching her? to skip work for 5 days out the week.
Did Charlie ever leave his daughter at home?
Nah, she was at practice.
Okay. Good man, Charlie.
Did she start though? Was she a tumbler or was she a...
She graduated to a tumbler. She didn't start off as a tumbler, but now she's a tumbler.
Did Charlie come to the games or the cheering events?
Yeah, Charlie's a cheer dad. Shout out to the cheer
yelling
dad.
Did he pull up in the van? Yeah, the van.
Did you have him be dazzled? Sure.
I just want to ask you. He had him bedazzled. He had him bedazzled.
Oh man,
Said number one dad on there.
Say no more.
We're proud of you, Charlie. Yeah.
Good.
You a good example, man.
All right, so we also talked about private versus public. The dynamics are starting to change as far as sports. Everybody want to go private versus the public schools. So how do we get that back to where the public schools in this area is kind of the go-to schools or, the go-to league?
You know, I wrote that question and I don't have an answer for it.
All right, so let's move on.
No.
I got
One thing though. Shout out to Chuck, Coach Chuck at Fairmont. I seen he was at the show.
What's up, Chuck?
He doing a great job as far as trying to get the publicity back with the county. Like, I remember back in the day we had the Journal.
Yeah.
Like, I used to live for the Journal.
Man, what?
Man, wake up in the morning like, where I'm at.
Used to pad them stats at the end of that.
But nowadays
Like
the county,
you
But nowadays the county don't really have no outlet as far as that's what I want y'all to do. That's why I'm glad y'all doing this because we need this. We really need it.
So I got be glad for that. So do you feel like AAU hurt public school basketball? Because a lot of people say that.
I think it did because no college coaches really come to high school no more. They flood the gym at the AAU games. The Coach K's, they going to see the big level, the top level AAU, to takeovers, the assault. They in there, but they never coming to no. They ain't coming to Crossland or they don't. They wait for the AAU season. So it changed the whole dynamics of it. Back in the day, people used to come to the county games.
Yeah, you had to go to the high school.
Yeah, you had to come to the Outlaws.
Yeah, I think the way it can come, the county basketball life can come back is like what he said. There's an outlet, something to look forward to. Like they had Sunday sports. People used to wake up.
And the Channel 8 News, remember that? The 11
high school sports show.
Yeah. So, and then it's also, it's kind of on the community as one, but the kids gotta have some level of competitiveness. Ain't nobody, folks don't wanna.
So I got a question for y'all.
Have a rivalry.
Talk to me.
I got a question for y'all. Why are the kids not so competitive no more?
People not as involved.
Because it's too easy.
I feel like the parents. That's a parent thing. Like, you put that drive in your kids. Like, you can't teach them, like you said, you can't start here, so I'm going to take you over here to start. What are you teaching them?
Yeah, because
I'm thinking about technology. So I was talking to them not too long ago.
But hold on, before I cut you off. We had Nintendo. I know you about to say that. We had Nintendo.
But I couldn't talk to you on Nintendo. We tried group Nintendo.
You trying to see me on this Mario?
Youngest on the Nintendo. Like you had to come over and play Nintendo. So right now,
I think you got to go back further than that, though. I think it's more of our society as a whole in the United States has shifted toward being softer.
Kids
you
don't play
can't
outside.
Fight to defend yourself no more. You can't stand up for yourself.
You can't say certain things.
Anything you say is offensive to somebody.
Everything's so sensitive.
Everything
our whole
is bullying.
society is less competitive now, as a whole.
Yeah.
You see it in the workplace.
I mean, because y'all see how short I am. You know how hard I had to work?
Yeah.
And another thing I see a lot, like, you probably go with me on this. Like back in the day when we was coming up, we take our 5, we go to somebody's neighborhood.
That's what I was about to say.
We go to Tucker Road, we bump all day. We go to Bird, wherever you want to go, we gonna go. Now I live in Northeast, so I go down South Dakota Avenue with the glass backboard by the shell.
Yeah.
Springtime, 70-degree day. Nobody out there.
That's
Like that would be flooded. We go to Pentagon City underneath the lights and bump all day.
Yeah, same thing with football.
Hey, shout out Tucker Road. Made a lot of money. Made a lot of money there.
So that's why I think a lot of it changed so much. Like you don't get better with trainers and cones. Shout out to the trainers, no disrespect like this. You gotta get better by playing, like every day. You gotta be in love with the game. You just can't love the game. You know what I mean?
You gotta go track down that dude that's dogging everybody.
Yeah, and then see where you at. Yeah. Oh, you the best? Let me see where I'm at. I'm gonna check you. I might get cooked, but I'm gonna see where I'm at.
Hey.
Yeah.
Respect, say no more. So we're gonna jump in to Miss Terrae's lane. So we already know who you coach for, and for those that didn't hear it earlier, who do you coach for?
I coach for Marlboro Competitive Cheer. We're MCC All-Stars.
Competitive cheer.
Yes.
So what's the difference between competitive, regular cheering, and then all-star cheering?
Well, there's competitive cheer and there's sideline cheer. Sideline cheer is at y'all games.
Charlie is a
sideline.
We want to run. Check out the school.
I was a sideline cheerleader for Crossland. Shout out to Crossland back in the day. But we had a competitive coach. So not only did we cheer for the games, but we also
I like militant up there.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Soul sisters. Hey.
Everybody got their head down and everything.
You gotta be on point.
I got a lot of beautician appointments, huh?
Yeah, we do.
So if their hair not done, what's gonna happen? They got
I'm
no
gonna
laps
fix
or
it.
something?
It's gonna be fixed before they hit the mat.
Oh, you got emergency hair kits?
We got curlers and gel and jam. We'll get you together.
Explain to them when you travel the level of difficulty that you had to deal with.
Well, we should ask you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, we have approximately a little less than 300 cheerleaders. And when we travel, we have to make sure all 300 get to their destination safely, checked in, rested for the competition the next day. So it's a well-oiled machine, but it's a big machine.
Y'all have any
any
Macaulay Culkins happen? All them kids y'all gotta watch?
No,
nobody. Oh, that's good.
I got a question for you. How do they score the competition? Like, I never been
so competitive cheerleading is broken down into their stunting, which is of course what people call pyramids, building, throwing girls in the air. You have tumbling, which is of course flipping back and forth across the floor, and then you also have like dance and choreography. And all that put together is like what they call routine composition, and that's what they grade you on. So maybe you're great at stunting, but your tumbling sucks and you can't dance. You're probably not going to win. The goal is to be the best at everything.
But do they score like out of 100 or 50 or?
It is 100 out of 100% score, and they do it on percent perfection. So that not only do they grade you on your creativity, they grade you on your technique.
Okay.
So they know the proper way to do something, and like, oh yeah, you did it, but you did it in the wrong way.
Okay.
You're not competing against local people. You actually competing against people from. You're actually competing against teams from like Ohio, Florida, South Carolina, Atlanta. So it's
statewide.
It's bigger than the state.
Okay.
So as a parent, how is the traveling to you? Like as a parent,
expensive. But when you're there, you see so much. The coach, I take my hat off to you, coach. If I had on, y'all do so much work. I mean, I respect you for the work you guys.
Shout out to all the coaches that coach across the
and all the coaches.
I
have a question. The people that throw the folks, that's the base. The
people who throw are the bases.
The base. So, do y'all base cheerleaders? Y'all have them doing push-ups and stuff? Them little girls be strong as I don't know what, throwing people.
Yeah, what we'll actually do is make them put a flyer up in the stunt, and we'll make them do squats holding the person in the air. Because your strongest leg is your strongest muscle is your leg.
I used to always wonder.
That's the muscle that we're trying to build. We don't want you lifting with your arms. We want you using your legs.
Oh, okay. So, you know a little. You sound like you know something. You was a cheerleader?
I just know about thick legs. That's all.
Okay.
Shout out to the freaked out guy.
So how does somebody that's interested in cheerleading get involved with the program?
Like we said, there are a lot of gyms locally. You can, go to local competitions, go to the open houses, see what the organization is about, the leadership is about. Go to the open houses and pick who's right for you. But if you're like preparing, definitely get in tumbling, go to gymnastics, take some dance classes, just so that when you start, you're starting with the leg up.
So you said it's a spot for everybody. So what if they can't dance, they can't tumble, and they got little legs?
That's fine. We got a team with your little legs.
Coming out to our team.
Some gyms may not, but my gym specifically, our whole mission is to accept everyone. We have a lot of girls with learning disabilities, and autism, ADHD, ADD. Organized sports is a way for them to work through those issues.
That's what's up.
So at what age would you recommend somebody like bringing their daughter out that want to get into a competitive cheer?
Well, we have a pre-signing team that starts at 3. So,
3 years old?
3
What
years
they doing
old.
at 3?
We teach
Hey,
you
they
how
out
to roll on your head and stand still. How many 3-year-olds you know can stand still?
All of them flip forward though.
I know, but how do you stand still and flip forward on the right number?
You right.
They can count to 8 and everything.
The earlier the better.
Yeah.
I done had some kids come out of Crossland in 10th grade. They try out like for JV or whatever, and be like, "Have you ever played before?" And be like, "Nah." Like, why you wake up in 10th grade and decide I'm
Tim Duncan ain't played.
gonna go play basketball today? Like, you know what I mean? I mean, it's an exception to every rule, but like for the most, like,
You ain't gonna find too many.
yeah, like,
So before we close out, I want to dive really into each program. So you at Crossland, let's talk about the upcoming season, some of the players, what y'all look forward to, who's the, in y'all league right now, who's the team that everybody's chasing?
you know, it breaks down to 3A, 2A, 1A, but during the season we all play each other, and then in the playoffs it breaks down to separately. But you know, the big fish is Bird and Douglas. Like, I ain't never beat them.
I ain't never beat them.
Bird, I want to see you. Shout out to Coach Chuck. He does, man, 3 years he turned Fairmont all the way around. Like they they bumping.
They getting it in.
Yeah, like they got like 2 or 3 D1 youngers. They doing it. Gwen Pop, you know, that's my home, that's my heart. But when I go there, I want to win. I want to be clicking them. That's about it. But we young. We lost 6 seniors last year. We only got 1 senior on the team. Everybody else is. We got a starting point guard. He's a 9th grader.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he a lefty, but he kind of can boogie a little bit. Got a lot of 10th, 11th graders, but we
You
young.
know where the elbow at?
Yeah, he know. Yeah, you know.
Y'all good to go.
Yeah, he ain't got no problem telling him to shoot it. He'll shoot it. But we young, but we won't play no sneak on the bike. We won't surprise a lot of folks though.
Gotcha. So
I want to do a shout out to Friendly because we ain't been good at nothing lately.
Oh, you ready for Friendly?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
We just
what
come down there
year
and
you
stop y'all.
graduate?
96. Yeah, jump on there.
And you said y'all be who?
Central.
Ooh.
Bam, Chucky.
Hey Chuck,
Flood.
just saw you at the store, Chuck. I'm about to call you. We gonna set something up. The court out back, and we gonna talk. You got the tape, right?
Yes.
He got footage.
Ooh, we got
VHS.
Yes. No. What's that? DVD.
Oh, you on DVD?
Yeah.
It
It ain't 1080p.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Bird was there when we played him. 96. He was
Yeah.
assistant coach.
Yeah, cause yeah.
Bird got a lot of knowledge, man. Bird been around. Shout out to Bird. Bird been around for years, and
still doing it.
Yeah, he doing it at a high level. That's what matter. Curtis Yarborough got some of that rec too. I know you know Curtis.
Ooh, yeah.
And Friendly. Well, Pop was ranked #1 96 year for 3 weeks in the post.
3 weeks, but it's like 12 weeks.
Yeah.
The other 9 weeks it was Central.
Let me ask you, has Central ever been ranked #1?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, plenty of times.
Where?
How many times y'all went to the chip?
Gwen Park got the most state championships in.
Hold on, just there.
10.
You right.
I was thinking like,
You right.
Google it. Google
Say
it.
no more. Say no more.
We don't
Let's
have
dive in
that
there. What you got coming up this season? We gonna leave that alone.
he said,
So the fall is like the preparation for the competitive season. We kick off our showcase on January 6th at Wise High School. And then after that, our season will full go. Basically every other weekend we're traveling either locally or out of state for competitions through May.
Wow.
What fundraisers y'all do? Because y'all do a lot of travel.
Oh, we definitely do fundraising.
The popcorn.
So who do the
Palace.
uniforms? Are y'all getting new uniforms this year, or what's going on with that?
So we like to keep it affordable for our parents, and we do new uniforms every 3 years. So this is our 3rd year in our current uniform.
You don't say.
So next year,
Shout out to Tunnel Vision.
Yeah,
we doing uniforms. Quick plug. Y'all need anything? Shooting shirts, socks.
We talk offline.
Alright. So before we close the show, we always like to end. First of all, you want to get into what you do?
Are we doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, tell us what we got on deck.
We have to talk about kids now. You sure?
I mean, they come from them, so.
What happened? Hold on, man. We way in left field. What happened?
You know,
hottie.
Yeah, we like to showcase some talented looking ladies.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So this week we got, she used to play soccer. Now she a trainer, personal trainer and a soccer trainer.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Up in New York. Miss Candace Marie, 25 years old, and she bad.
She got a good credit score?
Yeah, she 750.
All of them be 750 though.
Right. All of them be 750.
Last one was 620.
She got to go. She got to go.
And real teeth. She got all her teeth.
That's important.
Still got her edges. You know.
Can we do the DMV going forward?
I mean, I didn't see any this go around, but I'm gonna look
you
this
know,
week. I'm gonna look this
let
week.
them send it to you. The information.
I told him to, but then that Bama's was low.
Make sure y'all click the bell on the YouTube page so you can get the alerts. And we will stop. Matter of fact, we talking about doing a Super Bowl thing. So we're trying to put together a Super Bowl watch party with the Huddle. We're going to go live with the show. People come up, get their thoughts at halftime. Shout out to Justin Timberlake, but we ain't, you know.
Janet Jackson.
Yeah, Janet Jackson, you know what I mean?
She can't get back at the show.
She can't get back, we ain't going to support it. So
if y'all got a hottie y'all want to see for next week, send it to the to our DM, and I got you.
So look, it's the Martin Challenge on the Huddle. You watch Martin?
Once upon a time.
Ooh, she about to struggle.
You're gonna lose. It's about to be a breeze.
Need some milk.
So look, we'll just do the best three. Whoever get three first.
Okay.
If you hear it, just tap the table. You get the question. If nobody tap after I...
Competitive. Yeah,
I'm competitive too,
He's
but I
ready.
know this. So it's
All right, so we'll start with the easy ones
You
first.
do know it?
I do not.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, you can phone in a friend.
Well, sweet. 3-0.
You ain't watch mine?
Let me see.
She was too busy cheering.
So this might be a little tough one. What was Elroy Preston's occupation? They don't even know who that is, first of all.
Go ahead. Competitive.
I don't know.
A, bus driver. B, mechanic. C, country singer. Or D, warehouse supervisor. And I'm going to tell you who the character is. Look, ma'am, you know what I love?
Mechanic.
Mechanic.
Don't you know no good?
Yeah.
Don't you know no good?
He just got to sing his song.
What I love more than is my music. Alright, this might be your era right here. What year did Martin graduate from high school on the show? A, 1983, 1985, 1984, or 1986?
Guess one.
I'm gonna go with 85.
No.
86.
So that's one for me.
Okay.
It was 83.
You knew that?
No.
What was Martin and Gina's maid name? A, Miss Minnie. B, Miss Mickey. C, Miss Millie. Or D, Miss Miller?
Read it again.
What was Martin and Gina's maid name? So they got a maid for a minute, and she watched this
That's
Detroit
related to
Pistons
Good
jersey.
Times.
Yeah.
I don't know her name though. That was Falona. What's her name?
Not
Oh,
from
I
Good
can't
Times.
tell you.
Good Times.
Not from Good Times.
Miss Miller.
For the steal. A, Miss Minnie. B, Miss Mickey. C, Miss Millie.
Miss Minnie.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Jefferson.
Yeah, so we won one.
Appreciate you.
Jefferson. Yeah.
Fill in the blank. Cole U. Cole U. All right, we move forward.
Call you down. Stupid.
Stupid.
Yeah, like,
Two.
get that one.
Okay, here we go. You got this one right here. What you used to watch, Living Single?
I watched Bewitched.
The Witch.
Yes.
What?
Bewitched.
Oh my god.
Honey Lynn.
Just then. We're trading her for who? Okay. What type of car was Martin driving when he got pulled for the stop and roll? A, Saturn. B, Subaru. C, Pacer. Or D, Pinto?
Subaru.
All right, we have a winner.
Yeah.
We got our winner. So right now it's you, Massenberg, and Higginbotham. So we're gonna have one on the show for the championship.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Definitely. I'll be here.
And we doing Shooter's Remorse. So any last words y'all want to say to the students, the players, anybody before we close out?
Shout out to Coach Perry, my head coach at Crossland. Appreciate him giving me an opportunity to come along. It's been a ride. I enjoy it. Pause. Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, we want to make it out to some games too, so we coming out to play. Them up. Let us know.
This is a great platform for everybody, especially local. Let everybody know what y'all doing, man. I love this. Y'all got my support. Anytime y'all need me, just call me and I'll be here.
Hey, say no, you know where we at. You can come every show if you want. Terrae, anything?
So I'm gonna shout out MCT All Stars, directors Miss Coley, Coach Sharice. You know, just a beautiful sport. It's bigger than what most people think. But y'all should come out to some of our stuff too.
I was just gonna say that.
Why January 6th?
Carl and Mike.
Hey, our first game Wednesday.
We got Coach Miles.
Our first game Wednesday.
This Wednesday?
At Crossland. We play C. Yeah. Then we go to Thursday, back to back.
We might can make one of them.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Wise. Shout out to Rose. Rose gave me a hard time, man. We got to show Rose some love.
We love y'all though, Rose. We love y'all.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Keep your head up. Baloo, keep your head up.
Thank y'all
Just
for
that.
having me.
She said still spell excellent. Hey, tune in next week. We got a big show, man. See y'all Sunday at 7.